So on our very first episode, I remember we were talking about the Jeezy and T.I. verses.
Right.
And this guy to the right of me said something that made me go, nigga, you on a pipe dream right now.
Wait, remind me what I said. I feel like I said something wrong.
He said, I would rather see a Jeezy and Gucci versus.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
You know, that was right.
I told him that was a pipe dream.
And
here we are.
No, that's what the people wanted. That's what we wanted to see.
But to be fair, we were all on edge.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, is this don't work? This cut a little deep.
Yeah.
Like,
now that's beef. That's a real beef.
Man, when you think of all the hip hop's beefs in the past, I could probably only think of maybe 2 or 3 that's on that level. Because it was lives lost over that. And Gucci and Jeezy are so damn stubborn that because first of all, the beef started for nothing. Like, just to give y'all the background, I mean, nobody can pinpoint exactly what it was, but the narrative has always been that, like, it started over So Icy. Right. Gucci asked Jeezy to hop on So Icy. Gucci and Zaytoven already had it, but Jeezy reached out and wanted to do like a track with Gucci. Jeezy was like super buzzing in Atlanta at the time, so Gucci like jumped on it. So they did So Icy, and it ended up being like a local hit. It wasn't like national or nothing, but it was for sure like a local hit. So they did the song, and it was something about Jeezy potentially wanted like writing credits or wanted to use it on a project of his or something like that. And it just escalated into something totally
it got
far. Apparently Jeezy had put a price on Gucci head, and that didn't end well. I'm sure you don't know the story of that. Go look it up, but I'm pretty sure we all know that story by now. So I mean, I don't know if y'all both watched it or not, but from what y'all seen, like, what's your takeaway?
I loved every moment of it. Every moment of it. It was hands down the best versus battle that's been done so far. Because it's like, it was just
the best or most entertaining.
It was the best.
Okay.
both. Because it's like, I mean, we've had like hip hop versus battles before, but it's like that one was
like never on the edge of our seat the whole time.
Because it's almost like a running inside joke in the black community with like Jeezy and Gucci. Because like Gucci is like an extreme, like he don't make dope music, but he's known for being extremely ignorant.
Right.
Like extremely like ignorant. Just like.
Sure.
But
as he displayed.
But it's also like, you gotta respect it, because it's like, this nigga tried to send dudes to kill you and you end up killing them. So it's like, whatever. But Jeezy is like, he's more, he reminds me a little bit more of like if I had to compare him to anybody, like more like a Jay-Z, where it's like, you got the street knowledge, but you also understand that you gotta move differently and grow.
Right.
And so it's like, all right, but you was definitely on some bullshit back in the day, but now you've grown. But that beef is still there, so we seeing like two dynamics of like the street mentality play out in front of us. And so that by itself is dope, and they both make dope music. And just to see it play out, then to have them both in the same room with each other and knowing all of that, and it's like they probably got their homies, and it's like anything, like when what's it called? You could have had a nigga moment at any time.
Sure.
Like I felt like we
had, but I think it was, man. That was the closest to
it was.
Like,
one. Had like when Gucci played The Truth and started talking that shit. Had Jeezy got on his level,
but he didn't even just play it. This nigga would like added commentary, like put him in the dirt,
and he's like, it goes deep, because it's like, that was your homie. You got it, like you still cool with his children. You feel me? You probably know.
Well, apparently not.
Okay, well, apparently not cool with you, but it's like you got a relationship with his children. It's like, that's embarrassing. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah, because I don't know if you've seen it, but his son was actually on Facebook, like going hard on.
Okay, well there you go.
Like that's it.
There you go. So it's like that's heavy. That's heavy. Like, you can't. Like, anytime somebody loses their life, that's like heavy.
Right.
It's heavy as hell. So just to watch it play out like that. It was the best one to me, because it's like, it had all the dramatics, and then the music is good, and it's like, it just made me remember all these different times in my life, like from the songs that was being played. I was like, damn, I was like 15 listening to that, like, But yeah,
did you see it?
I did not see the whole thing. However, I did see a clip of them having the talk and Jeezy being more mature than Gucci Mane and not trying to be on that rah-rah shit. He was just trying to be on some civil, cordial shit, not trying to highlight gang violence or nothing. With King Von just recently passed it, I felt that being very respectful. Right. I hella respected Jeezy. I fucks with Jeezy probably more than Gucci Mane just based off of me knowing more of Jeezy's music. Okay. So I fucks with Jeezy heavy, but ultimately it's like he came at it way mature. He didn't take the petty route. He handled like a grown ass man. Like, we not finna do that rah-rah shit here. We're not here for that. Right. We trying to be here to show music and do whatever. And then the track he played after, I thought was a perfect embodiment of just chill out. Like, you know, he's not worried about you. Like, he's moving on to other things. Like you guys said, he's shown growth over these years. He's definitely shown that he knows how to elevate and get past certain things and not just be hung up on certain ideologies or lifestyles, which is pretty dope to me.
What do you have like any memories or of Gucci growing up or?
For Gucci, like 2010, not as much. I can't say that as much because for a while I was very standoffish for the fact that he was known for being ignorant. Like, nigga, what you got ice cream chat on your face for? What you doing all this for? Like, you doing the most.
Damn,
like,
I forgot
your
about
lips is mad crusty, my nigga. You don't want to slap no Vaseline or nothing on that. Like, you need to carry yourself. That's just kind of, you know, that's beginning Gucci too, so to speak.
You
like,
know,
you know,
more
that
for
was
the antics than his
right,
music.
absolutely. But I can't deny that he has had some great songs. But Jeezy, I more so know for the music as opposed to character. Right. And I know for a fact, like, I want to say TM103 is my favorite album from him.
You want to start something right now?
I don't, because I can't say that I'm super well versed in hella Jeezy's whole discography. I'm not gonna say that, but from what my time period and what memories I have with Jeezy music was that album mainly, and that's what really solidified my love for his lyricism and all that. Like, I fucks with it. So.
And you did hear 101 and 102, just for the record.
I can't say that I have. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. I can't say that I know all of his discography, but based on what I came up on, you know, as in just, you know, came across at the times where I came across it, that's the album that I am most well versed on.
And I will say 103 was a lot better than I recalled. I was listening to it the other day because he reminded me of it with some songs, and I was like, okay, this was a lot better than I gave her credit for it, but he just had such a high bar with his first two albums. But they was like certified hip hop classics. So,
and for me, I didn't have that necessary knowledge beforehand. However, really getting to fully get to know Jeezy through 103 was it for me, because it's like, all right, you getting all these different features there with remarkable individuals, Jill Scott, all of them. It's like you're telling stories, you're intricate with it, you're not just being ignorant. Yeah, it's still hood, but you still talk about real shit. Like, and I fucks with that. Like,
and people forget that was one of Drake's like first big verses on the "Lose My Mind" remix. Like, I just got reminded of that.
Big turn of energy.
Yeah, like at that time, like. You know, I mean, he was on the crazy run, hopping on all kind of stuff. I'm just saying that was one of the songs.
Let's not forget, like, his brand new and So Far Gone and all that.
But yeah, when Jeezy played "Lose My Mind," I was like, yeah, it's over. It's over. It's
Bro,
over.
the crazy thing is, Jeezy didn't play like some stuff. Like, he missed "I Love It." He missed "Go Getter."
To be fair, Gucci didn't play some of his. Like, he could have played some more. Like, he didn't play "Freaky Girls." I would have set it off. For sure.
Okay, so all right, so that leads me to my next question. Who do you think won?
Oh, Jeezy won, hands down.
Okay.
Well, let me answer like this: on some just straight up music stuff, I feel like Jeezy won.
Okay.
On some music stuff, and then on some like maturity stuff, it kind of lended itself more to Jeezy, in my opinion.
I'll say you can't say Gucci was more mature in this.
On some just straight up street shit, I can't just knock Gucci, because it's like at the end of the day, it's like, bro, fuck the music shit, bullshit. Like, you tried to get me killed, and I killed your homies, and now you gotta suck it up and sit here and like make peace with me and do business. And while I'm talking shit to you and playing the song that, you know, I wrote about killing your homies, it's like you gotta eat it. So it's like on that level,
it's a slap in the face.
On some street shit, Gucci won. So I feel like they both won in different ways, and then they both made money together. Their profile is bigger now than it's probably been in the last couple months, probably in the last year or so. So they both won because they both was like, yo, you know, we was on some knucklehead shit. What happened was unfortunate, and you know, we not buddy. We can't be,
right.
But it's like we can set an example for everybody else. That's like, even though we took it to the max, to the highest level that it can go, which is like death. We can still sit here. You know, you sitting on your throne, I'm sitting on my throne. You got your team, I got my team. You got your money, I got my money. You feel me? And we can still, you know, tolerate to be around each other and make money with each other, do business with each other. And, you know, we don't gotta be cool, but, you know, we can both exist in the same spirit and don't gotta be war. And I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
So as far as like the music aspect you were talking about, like when I watch these verses, I actually like run it down and I counted like 17, 7.
Yeah, no. It
objectively.
It got
so you're adding Freaky Girl when he had like 4-5 hits that he didn't play. Come on, bro.
You're 100% right. I just wanted him to play Freaky Girl because it probably would have added more balance, but there's no way that Gucci catalog is fucking with Jeezy catalog in my in my honest opinion.
And I said that when we had the conversation. I was like, I don't think. I mean, Gucci. Like, I've noticed through this that Gucci has like a cult apparently that I didn't know about, because he has a lot of delusional fans who really think like nigga, my kitchen was not on Billboard, bro. Like that's like a hood classic.
But it's like with Gucci, and we can't take nothing away from Jeezy because Jeezy, you know, he put some artists on it too. But Gucci, I mean, he inspired generations of like younger, like pretty much.
But that's impact at that point. That's a different conversation.
Right, he's had
what you've done.
He's had a deeper impact. Cause like, take nothing away from Jeezy. Jeezy dope, but like for niggas, it's like in the street. It's like it's Gucci. It's like I want to be the nigga that is killing niggas when niggas try to come and kill them.
I think the younger generation gravitated more towards Gucci. Because Gucci had more of a grown sound. Even though I was in high school banging Jeezy, but I also used to get called old by everybody. So that kind of makes sense. But Gucci was more so for like the young niggas. And all those same young niggas are all like running the game right now.
So.
Gucci is on the raw shit. Like he embodies that like that warrior spirit that we like. Not saying that Jeezy doesn't, but it's a balance because
Jeezy just comes off more mature with it. I just
truly, so it's like more impulse control. It's like we can't, like, you know, it's like you really go back and forth with it. But I see, like, I can't be mad at nobody. Like, I'll debate forever if somebody say Gucci won, but I'm not mad at nobody.
Well, I for sure did see some Gucci fans that watched it, and I think they realized, like, okay, Jeezy did win. Maybe if you weren't, like, a solidified Jeezy fan, you probably didn't realize, like, oh, wait, this nigga really had a lot of hits that I didn't realize.
I didn't realize his catalog was... I knew he had a deep one, but I didn't realize it was that deep. I was like, man.
I mean, after looking at it, I'm like, maybe he could have talked to T.I. a little bit more than I thought. But I said that, I was like, he might surprise me. So I think, him and T.I. probably would have been the better one. But I also think, you know, this segues to the next topic. Like, I think that was also needed, you know what I mean, for us to see them be able to come together. Because there was another conversation, you know, just speaking on forgiveness in general. Right. There was another conversation of like, you know, a lot of people were kind of going in on Gucci because of how he handled it. They're like, oh, he's childish, and da-da-da-da-da. They was just super going in on Gucci. And even Charlamagne had posted something where somebody was saying like they 4 takeaways from it, and everything was basically speaking on the growth and maturity of Jeezy. And I don't know who this girl was, but she was some kind of like doctor or something, and she commented and she was explaining how we're all just looking at it from Jeezy's perspective, like, oh, he's being mature, but y'all not like taking it in that this nigga tried to kill Gucci. So Gucci's also standing in there with somebody who tried to kill him.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I would ever stand in the room with a nigga that tried to kill me at some point.
Him for that. Like, Gucci's definitely being
and what she said was like, Gucci standing there and showing up alone shows maturity and growth. So it wasn't just Jeezy. But the biggest thing I took from it that I thought was powerful was when she said, like, basically you can't tell somebody how, like, when it's time for them to be hurt or not be hurt over something that y'all never addressed. Jeezy and Gucci has never had that conversation, and you know, Jeezy had, it's like you said, he had to stand there and take it, and basically, you know, even though it doesn't look like that on the surface, but he really had to sit there and listen to Gucci of like why Gucci was hurt, like nigga, because you really tried it, and just because you've grown up and matured since then doesn't mean he's supposed to just automatically be like, oh yeah, nah, I'm cool, even though he tried to kill me. Like, no, you don't get to dictate when somebody, you know, displays their forgiveness or not.
Bro, I'm telling you, like for him to like be up there with him, I mean, yeah, Jeezy, for me, real estate, all that is beautiful. He won, but for Gucci to be up there, just period, and just not be on some like, we gonna clear this shit out,
right?
You feel me?
Because that's what I didn't think it was safe. Gucci shared a picture the day before where somebody had made a joke of that line of like him saying it, and then Jeezy like reaching over and trying to do something, and I even when I seen the setup, you know what I mean, like all the verses, niggas was standing right next to each other. They had like a whole gap stage where you would have to literally jump over the stage, jump on top, like you would have did some extra stuff to get to them. So clearly they knew something could go down right there.
Being somebody who's on the outside looking in for sure, and without knowing as much context with their history and stuff, it's easy to be, I agree with her, it's easy to be like, yeah, Jeezy's being more mature because, of course, how Gucci Mane's talking, it seems childish, but without the insight, without the background, you don't understand how big of a person he's being by even showing up. And I can acknowledge that. And I can definitely commend that just because it does take a lot to be in the face of somebody, not only that you truly do not fuck with, but somebody who tried to kill you? Absolutely not. Like, you know, he was real big for that. Not knowing that. I mean, it was easy. And being slightly biased, being more of a Jeezy fan. It's like, yeah, Jeezy did his shit by not, you know, stooping down to his level, so to speak, or not feeding into it to where it escalated and blew up.
Right. Yeah.
But hearing that insight, which I appreciate, definitely makes more sense. Like, shout out to Gucci Mane for being a grown ass man about it.
And the reason why I have like so much respect for it is because they set a tone and an example really for the rest of us how to handle our beefs with one another. It's like if they can make it past, and their beef's like 15 years old.
Yeah.
So if like they can make it past
20 years.
20 years. If they can make it past that to a point where it's like we don't have to kill each other. We don't gotta continue to be like a physical thing, and we could actually move towards peace with one another. You know, that sets a great example. Like, you know, G says, like, we are the culture and we set the examples. Like the dudes that be on some, like the young dudes that's on some rah-rah shit now, is like, we're responsible for that. Like, they follow on our lead. So it's like, now we have to set a better example, if not for them, the ones that's under them, or just whoever. Even if one person sees that and be like, you know what, they did it, so I guess, you know, all right, we can do it too. That's beautiful.
And it's a good example of agree to disagree.
Exactly.
Like y'all don't have to have the same opinions to be cordial with each other. Y'all don't have to be friends. Y'all don't have to be cool. Y'all don't have to be buddies. Y'all don't gotta hang out. But y'all can be cordial and just interact like just everyday individuals without having to be ready to take somebody's head off.
Right. Yeah, because I was surprised to even hear that Jeezy was like trying to reach out to do it in the first place. And they said Gucci did like deny it at first, but you know, I guess after some time he thought about it, you know, and I think you kind of hit it on the head with what you were talking about, like regarding, you know, mental health and hearing him out. Like, I think Gucci basically was lashing out. Like, he didn't know how to say like, Jeezy, you hurt me with what you did. So that was his way of doing
being
it.
A man, being a black man, being a hood black man. Right. He has no idea of any type of language.
Communicate it.
Yes, exactly. He doesn't know any language to depict what he's feeling in a certain type of way at different points. Like, and it's gonna come out seemingly erratic because he doesn't know how to fully center and focus and narrow down these things. That's not on him. That's just a product of your environment, period.
But honestly, that's why we love rappers, because they're so it's like you know what's like at the core. You know at the core it's like nigga, I'm hurting, nigga, right. Like I'm hurting. Right. But it comes out like nigga, I'm hurting, but I kill it, nigga. Right. I'm a
to somebody who's outside looking in and
right. Outside looking in, they just hear that like, oh yeah, the cars right. and the women
taking it literal.
But it's like when you get to the core, it's like damn, that nigga's hurting. Like he's hurting shit.